Next sketchbook. I was drawing in this from the middle of February to the end of March. The beginning of March, I can read the I usually do like a cover page on my sketchbooks, but I think I skipped it for these because the Moss 3 sketchbook come with a bunch of like extra pages that I just didn't fill out. This was for color theory assignment. And immediately into planning the 15 days of Friends at the Table thing I mentioned. That is probably what most of this sketchbook is. Just because on top of assignments, 15 days of fan art is quite a bit, so that was all I was focusing on. And then there's some horses, just some more horses. I should have drawn that picture with all of the horses I studied. I'm surprised I didn't. Worthy of Grace, who is what the Signet drawings, they replaced all the Signet drawings I was doing. This is the sketch for what is still one of my favorite watercolor pieces. Lots of pharaohs. Lots of Friends at the Table characters, because that was what I was working on. Oh, these are thumbnails for my color theory final. I remember these. This was the day Songfield got announced, and I was very excited. I love these pages. Okay, this was me guessing from the trailer and the hints that cast members had dropped what the player characters would look like. So we have Janine and Jack and Sylvie and Allie, Art and Keith and Dre. Which, interesting guesses. They're all wrong. Except for, yeah, no, they're all wrong. They're all wrong. But that's okay. It was just for the fun of it. I think Will started it on Twitter. Pretty sure it was Will. This was me designing a character for a one-shot of the Flower Court that I played with some friends. This was Pedigree, my character. They were the Prince Arc, so they were like the person everyone was targeting, and they did end up dying, but that's okay. These are doodles from 2 fics I did, because there was a round robin, trying to remember what that was called, that I was in, and me and my writing partner did a Grand Echo fic and a Lem Pharaoh fic, so just thinking about these two. I'm not going to show the rest of this because this is me writing my critiques for people's finals in one of my classes. So it's just notes and doodles from that last class. So we'll end it on this, which is another Pedigree outfit sketch on March 8th. Alright, last one of these 3. This was, oh, that's right. What are these? These are from my final for one of my classes. These are the thumbnails for a comic I did. I'll say this says pretty sketchbook. That's because I wanted to have a sketchbook where I only had finished pieces. You know, like all of the cool sketchbooks you see on social media where every page looks like a masterpiece. I wanted to try doing that. Kind of got exhausted trying to keep it up and then didn't end up using it that much. another piece for my final. And then eventually I gave up and decided to just have fun with it, like any other sketchbook. As you can see, this is where the gap in my sketchbooks exists. I think there's 2 that are missing. Maybe 1. Not sure. But we will ignore it because I don't want to go find them. And they're gone. And we have enough to go through here. Between the last sketchbook and this one, I got really into Genshin Impact. So there'll be lots of doodles from that starting to creep its way in. A commission I was doing for a friend of mine. A thumbnail for a painting that I ended up doing digitally. Singcho, who I think is my favorite Genshin Impact character. I'm never 100% sure. Lots of neat little friends in there. Thumbnail for a painting I did. A painting I actually have right here. The tape was because it was hanging on my wall because I was thinking about redoing it. That happened with how that one came out. But I like the idea of it. A D&D character for like a little family campaign that I did with my older siblings. I did not like this design. I ended up going with something like this. His name was Darcy. He had like 5 names that all started with D, but the first name was Darcy. Some Chine doodles. This was during the Yellowfield arc. I want to say that's what it was. I had also started Word of Honor around that point. Still haven't finished Word of Honor because I was worried something bad would happen to some characters, so I just stopped watching. I really should finish it. I want to know how it ends, but as you can see, I have a favorite in Wenkishi. NPC from the pirate game. I love drawing flowy hair, but I just had fun with it. My sister-in-law's character gave everybody flower crowns, so I drew this boy, flower crown. Mako Trig. I was thinking about trying to draw Singcho by himself, but this is just, I think, his like banner picture. Still want to do something with him. Haven't gotten around to it. This is a character from one of my classes who I used for some storyboards. More Genshin Impact doodles. This is more Posca pen experiments. So I would sketch out the silhouette in the marker and then I would draw on top of it. Art supplies are made to be used because I have a bad habit of trying to save stuff until I need them. But if I save them, I never use them, so they just sit there. Trying to get better about that. I think I've gotten much better at it. But yeah, some Gothic architectural studies. A Wander Home character I played. Zhao. More Chine doodles. Another 2 more studies because I wanted to draw a character with wings. Another thing I still haven't gotten around to doing. And yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I'm scared for the Word of Honor characters. So I'm going to talk about this one for a bit, but I'm not actually going to show it. And I'll explain why. This is what I like to call a trash book. Can you show the first page? No. But basically, every so often I'll have what I call a trash book, which is a sketchbook that nobody will ever see, ever. None of the pages will ever see the light of day, and the purpose of that is to, 1, take the pressure off myself, and 2, to use it as an excuse to do more in-depth studying without like stressing out about, oh my gosh, I'm just like studying other people's art. I highly recommend having something like this. I usually do it concurrently with other sketchbooks, which is why I'm showing this now, because I think I used it while using the next 2. But yeah, just a neat little trick. The next actual sketchbook we're looking at is this one. At this point in the timeline, I should say, there are 2 sketchbooks that are missing. That came before the last 2 that I showed, because I did a video of those already, which I'll link here if I remember or figure out how to do it. You can watch that. That just is my art for June and July, I want to say. Just very inspirational counterweight quote from Friends of the Table. Remember, you've beaten your worst days before. Tomorrow, you'll be more than ready to cut down trees. This is a joke. This is a joke, to be clear. Love rigor. Like I said, fictional corporate slogans don't make it aesthetic. This is me planning for a commission I did. This is a study of someone who is very pretty on Pinterest. Some more studies. Me trying to get into using my Pentel pocket brush pen. Back from a break. Yeah, so I took a huge break apparently. 2 OCs from a solo game I played. Just trying to figure out how I wanted to draw a certain moment. Another thing I would love to get around to, I ended up drawing a different part of that game, but yeah, I still think that would be a really fun picture to draw. More planning for the illustration I never did. I feel like that's a common theme. Here. Every so often I like to follow Bob Ross videos on YouTube, but I don't use oil paint, so I usually do it in gouache, and it never comes out exactly right, especially because a lot of the colors bleed together, but it's just like a fun little exercise. Just like a chill evening of sitting there and following Bob Ross. This is when I got Yoimiya, who I still adore. Oh, fuck. Not sure what that is about. I tend to end sketchbooks, so like I'll start it on like an inspirational quote or some kind of quote, and then I'll end it on however I'm feeling in that moment. So I have no context for that one, but who knows?